Hi, so in today's video we're going to be talking about air miles, how to get air miles, are they worth it, and how to get free flights. So remember to like and subscribe in the comments below, and we'll get started with today's video then. Thanks. Stop here in the panorama. Okay, we are here. Here we are on the... Okay, so another spelling and check it out. Welcome back. Just a bit of an introduction about me and my channel. My channel is mostly about travel and, well, travel mostly. There's a little bit of biking in there, a bit about me. So in 2010 I moved to South Korea for 3 years. I was teaching English there and I was blogging. You can see my blog in the links below, and I was also blogging for the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, promoting the country in various festivals and events. I've been to 11 Soviet republics, 5 times to Yugoslavia. I've done homestays in Cuba. I've published travel articles. I can't see my notes because they're so little. So yeah, there's quite a bit of my background. So I have quite a bit of experience with traveling around. And one of the questions I get asked by my friends is, how do I afford to pay for this all the time? How do I keep getting these flights? So there's certain tricks you can be using to be getting these flights on air miles, and that's what I'm going to go through. So the first one are the different types of air mile plans that are out there. So I live in Canada, and Air Canada is part of Star Alliance. So Star Alliance is a big one for me. So it's Air Canada, Lufthansa, Turkish Airlines, lot Polish Airlines. So those are on various trips, airlines that I've used over the years. So I'm always earning Star Alliance miles on them. There's like a bunch of maybe 20, however many airlines there are, so check that out. So it's important to stick with one membership and keep accumulating miles with that, to build on the loyalty. The other one is SkyTeam. So when I was living in Korea, Korean Air is part of SkyTeam. And actually Asiana, which is Korean, is Star Alliance. So, the different airlines in various countries, they can be with different plans. So Korean Air, Air France, KLM, they're all part of SkyTeam. I do have some points on them, but because I haven't been in Korea, for a few years now, those ones are expiring. The Star Alliance ones, they used to have a 7-year expiry, but they've sort of got rid of those now, so they don't expire, but I end up using them. The other one is One World, which I believe was British Airways, and I don't know, but I never fly on those airlines, so I didn't pay attention. Then there's one-off ones as well, such as Emirates, Cathay Pacific, Iceland Air. They have their own points programs. So you might think, okay, well, if that's just one airline, why should I sign up for it? It does actually work out because, you can pay for your seats, you can pay for meals and stuff like that on future flights. And one example, okay, so I flew Cathay Pacific in around 2008. I went Toronto to Hong Kong. Hong Kong to Singapore, and then I traveled around Malaysia and stuff, and I flew back from Jakarta to Hong Kong to Toronto. So I accumulated a bunch of miles there. So when I was living in South Korea, I had enough points accumulated on Cathay Pacific that I could take a Dragonair flight, which is part of Cathay Pacific, from Korea to Hong Kong and back. So I had that was the first time I used my miles. I had a return flight to Hong Kong paid for. Again, when I was living in Korea, there's different bands when it comes to redeeming miles. So the smallest band is, I think, 25,000 miles. So in Canada, you can redeem 25,000 miles for a flight within Canada. But when I was living in Asia, within that 25,000 band, I could fly within Asia because, it's geographically the size of comparable to Canada. So I did one flight from Seoul to Bangkok, and then I returned, I did, Bangkok is what country? I can't even think anymore. Thailand. So I did Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, then I flew back from Hanoi back to Korea. That was one flight I did on the 25,000 air miles. Another one I did before I left Korea in 2013, I went from Seoul to Kuala Lumpur, then I traveled around Malaysia on AirAsia doing domestic flights, then I flew back from Singapore back to Seoul, so that was another 25,000 air miles flight. So then the next question is, how are you getting these miles? Pretty much the main way is through my credit card. So I have with TD Canada Trust Bank, I have an aeroplan Visa card. So every time I'm using my card, whenever I purchase the plane tickets or any other purchases that I'm doing, I'm earning points. So you earn points twice. You earn points when you purchase the ticket, and then when you fly, you earn those points for the flight. So you're earning double. So again, you manage this, wisely. That's my primary source, my Visa card. Now, I don't go into debt. I pay my Visa card off, my Visa card balance off every month, and I have a zero balance. So I'm not encouraging people to accumulate debt. I have a zero balance, so live within your financial means. One time when I was traveling at Pearson Airport in Toronto, they had a promo for the CIBC Adventurer card, and part of the promo was they were giving me, I forget if it was 15,000 or 25,000 miles. So I said, okay, fine, it's free miles, give it to me. I already have a Visa card, I don't need this card, but you're giving me free miles, that's a free flight, okay. So when I got that card, what I did is I redeemed the miles for a flight to Quebec City. I went for the Quebec Winter Carnival in one of my blogs, you can see that as well. So I have those two cards there. TD Canada Trust Bank actually has another card where you can earn the aeroplan miles, but it's there's a certain type of account. You need to have a $5,000 minimum balance, so you get the free CIBC aeroplan card with 25,000 bonus points for joining. So that was an additional 25,000 points I got just for switching my cards within TD Bank. And there's no annual fee, and you get a free safety deposit box as well. I'm advertising for TD Canada Trust, but it depends where you bank. There's different offers and promos available. So I had that. The card that I got from CIBC Adventure, there's a $120 annual fee on that. So for the first year, they waived it. The second year, I said I'm not paying it, so they waived it again. The third year, I said I'm not paying it, and I'm canceling my card. I never used it, so they waived it again. Then I tried again when they renewed it again, and they said we're not waiving it. So what they did is they downgraded me down from that card where I earned $1 for every point down to I earn 1 mile for every $2 now, so half the points. But anyway, so just using those points that I'd accumulated. So some of the things I did recently, so I mentioned, okay, CIBC Adventurer, I redeemed that for a flight to Quebec City for the Winter Carnival. The Air Canada points, okay, that 25,000 bonus points that I got just for switching to this account, I used that for a flight to Victoria and Vancouver in British Columbia, because domestic travel in Canada is more expensive than flying to Europe. I did it for when I earn points again. So again, every time I'm traveling long haul, I keep trying to book on Air Canada Lufthansa. So I earn double the points, one when I purchase the ticket, and two when I'm flying on Air Canada Lufthansa or partner airlines such as LOT Polish Airlines or Turkish Airlines. I'm earning bonus points as well. So I redeemed another flight, I think in January of this year. I went to Mexico City. Again, that was in that 25,000 miles band, the lowest band that you can redeem for. So I got return flights to Mexico City. And then in July of this year, you'll see the vlogs on my site. I did my flight out to, okay, I'm back. So the battery always dies on me, then I got to read my notes here because they're too far ahead. Anyway, so as I was saying, there's different, basically through my credit card. That's basically the main way that I'm earning points. Through when I purchase the tickets, I earn points, and when I fly with, trying to stay with the same points membership group, which is Star Alliance, so predominantly Air Canada, Lufthansa, Turkish Airways, LOT Polish Airlines, Asiana, Adria. When I went to Croatia, that was an Adria. So just trying to stay within that family and accumulate points on that. Also, your purchases, so a lot of your pre-authorized stuff like your cell phone or my car insurance or other things that I'm doing through pre-authorized credit card payments, you're earning points on that. And again, I pay off my balance every month. You must live within your financial means. I'm not advocating, going into debt. The other thing that helps sometimes is complaining to an airline. So you have to have a valid complaint. You can't just say, I had to wait for the washroom, or my meal wasn't nice, or my seat wasn't comfy. You have to have a valid reason. So One example was when I was flying Air Canada Rouge back from Athens to Toronto. They don't have the TV screens in your seat anymore for movies. So what they do is they rent out iPads. So what they were doing, they were coming through the aisles with the cart, renting out the iPads and charging it to the credit card, charging on your credit card. So I was at the back of the plane because I like sitting in the back. By the time they got to my row, they ran out of iPads. And then the second thing is, we didn't get served drinks or water or anything until after they went through every row renting out the iPads, and you know how long that takes to go through, you know, take the cart through. Then when they finished, then they brought the beverage cart through. And so that was a valid complaint, you know, at least give us a glass of water or something, and then rent out your iPads. Your priority is not to be renting out your iPads. You know, there's a lot of seniors on that flight, they had nothing to drink. You know, so that was a valid complaint, and what Air Canada did is they gave me a 15% credit coupon off of the base fare of a future flight within 1 year. So it's not off the total price. You know, if your ticket price is $1,000, it doesn't mean you get 15% off of that. It's 15% off of the base price before all the taxes and fees and surcharge. So, I mean, that's still something, you know. So I've had that a couple of times. I think one time I redeemed my air miles on the Vancouver trip. I redeemed my air miles for a flight, and they bumped me on a flight via Calgary when I specifically booked my flights, you know, to Vancouver so that I can, you know, see the city on the landing and stuff because I like taking pictures. I didn't want to go to Calgary at 7 a.m. or, you know, some ridiculous flight. So again, I complain because I earned my points in good faith. I redeemed them. You bumped me, you know. That's yeah. So I got another 15% coupon for that one. The other thing you can use your points for, which I haven't done. I mean, you can get like movie tickets and, you know, things like that. You know, redeem them for other purchases. I've looked into redeeming aeroplan points for hotels. Now, I've never done that because pretty much the only hotel they partner with is Best Western. And when I look at the hotel locations, they're not good locations, they're not in the city center, and the points that you have to redeem are just ridiculous. Like, I don't know how much they want, like 15,000 points for one night. Like, go away. You know, so I've never redeemed my points on hotels. But again, like booking your hotels, paying for your hotels, you know, if I book them myself, I'm still earning points on my TD Aeroplan Visa card. So, you know, that's one suggestion I have about points. It definitely pays to join every points program that there is. You know, even though I might fly on Iceland Air once or twice, or I might fly on Cathay once. I mean, you know, it's still worth accumulating these points because, you know, if I fly on Iceland Air again, I don't have enough points for a flight, but I might have enough points to pay for the meal or to pay for the seat selection or, you know, some little thing like that. So I definitely encourage it. I think that covers a lot of what I've had to say. If anyone else has any suggestions, you know, leave it in the comments. And again, remember to like and subscribe. You know, we have to get to that 1,000 subscribers or whatever. I just would like to know that people are actually watching these videos. You know, I think they're good. They're okay, but I'd like to know people are going, you know, I appreciate them as well. So, you know, leave your comments, leave your likes, you know, subscribe to my channel. Again, there's more travel videos, travel tips, you know, travels to come. I'm going to be going to Russia soon, so that'll be a whole vlog series. You know, so again, like my channel, and thanks again for watching if you've stayed this far. Okay, thanks, bye.